chills every time I feel your touch. I be looking at the top and girl, it's only ice. All I need is a choice. And girl, I told you once, don't make me tell you twice. I know you see this print through my pants that I know you like. And yeah, you looking so fat when it be in them tights. And I'm going straight to the top, so you ain't afraid of heights. You always keep me right, for a fact you never left. Through all the trials and tribulations, always had my best. So here's 5,500, go and get you. Stop rubbing on your butt, stop kissing on your neck. Hate about it, hate about it. No, I had to swing, I had to make a play. I had to apply the pressure, cause you my hidden treasure. I think I'm falling in love. She said, what you know about love? I'll tell you everything I got, what you.
Hey, what's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports, back again with another one. Got some breaking news in the sport of boxing. IBF welterweight champion Jerome Ennis, who's undefeated, one of the rising young champions in the sport, is in negotiations to take on a guy from a lower division, junior welterweight division to be exact, WBO champion Teofimo Lopez, aka Mr. Takeover. If the fight gets finalized, it's going to take place in the first quarter of 2025. And this fight was been percolating for the last several days, really since late last week, as Jerome Ennis promoter, Eddie Hearn, the P. Diddy of boxing promoters, always in the video, came out and said that they were negotiating a big fight. You know, the whole fiasco that was going down between Ennis versus Virgil Ortiz, those negotiations fell apart as Boots was not ready to make a decision on moving up from 147 to 154. So he's going to stay at 147, and it looks like he's going to defend his IBF title versus a guy that's a former undisputed champion at 135. Beat the lineal champion at 140, and now is a current WBO junior welterweight champion, Teofimo Lopez. Now, the fight is not finalized, but it's looking very good right now. This fight will get done. Now, the people that are negotiating this fight, when they decide on a venue, they need to put this fight on the East Coast, Philadelphia, New York. One of those two locations will be the preferred locations. And the desired location is the location where this fight needs to happen, as you got two fighters that's from the East Coast, have roots in the East Coast. And a lot of times when they have these big fights, the promoter wants to take the fight to Las Vegas, aka Sin City, because they know they're going to get a huge site fee from the casino moguls to put on that event. But that's not the best location, in my opinion, for this fight involving two guys from the East Coast. So hopefully I'll put this fight on either in Philadelphia, which is Boots' hometown, or maybe you want to be a little bit more neutral and put it maybe in Boston or something. As we know, if you put it in New York, that's Teofimo Lopez's hometown. Now, he don't live in New York now. I think he lives on the West Coast right now. Maybe he lives in Florida. But I know for a fact that he don't live in New York, but that's where he's from. And his fan base is located in his home state. Now, so we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But that's what's going down right now. Negotiations between Jerome Ennis versus Teofimo Lopez for Ennis's IBF welterweight title. Interesting fight, man. I think Boots' style is actually a preferred style for Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez likes to fight guys that come forward, throwing a lot of punches, and he likes to kind of make them pay for their over-aggressiveness, as he did when he defeated the lineal 140-pound champion, and as he did when he defeated a very aggressive, really a very cautious early on, Vasily Lomachenko to become the undisputed lightweight champion. As Lomachenko came on in the second half of that fight, but he was able to squash the momentum that Lomachenko built up in the middle rounds toward the late rounds of the fight, but he was able to have a good closing round, the 12th round, and he was able to seal that victory over a future Hall of Fame fighter, Vasily Lomachenko. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. I think Boots must use the jab in this fight. He needs to go back to how he fought when he was fighting with the Showtime Boxing. Remember when they had that big card out there in Carson, California? He fought that contender from Canada, And that was probably his best performance of his career, man. He stopped that guy, I think, inside 2 rounds. And he just dominated him, man. Controlled him on the outside with the jab, made him pay when he tried to close distance, and basically showed that he was on a whole nother level. As the unified champion, Errol Spence Jr. was sitting ringside. He called him out after the fight. And that was vintage Jerome Boots Ennis. We haven't seen that version since that fight. He needs to go back to that style if he wants to defeat Teofimo Lopez. Because if he fight Teofimo Lopez like he fought Karen, or how he's fought David Adversary, it's a 50-50 fight. It's a fight that Teofimo Lopez can win. Even coming up in weight, even fighting a guy that's a big welterweight. So it's gonna bust the boil down to what kind of game plan that Boots come in with, and will he stay disciplined in the game plan? Because I think they probably want him to have a better game plan in the Karen rematch than he showed. I think he got kind of caught up. He got caught with some shots early on, so he kind of went to war with Karen unnecessarily. He probably should have boxed him more on the outside and used his physical attributes that he had the advantage over Karen, but he chose to get into a firefight with Karen, and it was a good fight though, but he took way too many shots, and he can't take those shots against a sharp, accurate puncher like Teofimo Lopez, a very accurate puncher who has power in both hands. Now that power has not shown up like it's shown up when he was in the lightweight division. Since he moved up to the junior welterweight division, we haven't seen the power they had at 135, but he still has respectable power. And if he's able to catch Jerome Boots Ennis with those shots, he could possibly win that fight, because this is going to be a fight where a lot of people are going to assume that Jerome Boots Ennis is going to destroy Teofimo Lopez. So if Teofimo Lopez is as competitive in the fight, if it's a very, very competitive, very close fight, he might get the benefit of the doubt because he's such a huge underdog. That's what helped Sugar Ray Leonard defeat Marvin Hagler. Everybody thought he was going to get slaughtered in that fight. It was a very competitive fight, a lot of close rounds, and Sugar Ray Leonard won the fight just because he did better than expectation. And that same can be the case for Teofimo Lopez versus Jerome Boots Ennis, because these judges that judge they fight, they're human. They read the articles. They be on the internet. They know who's the favorite. They know who's the big underdog going to the fight. So all that plays a part in the perception of a fight that's more competitive than a lot of people thought going in. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Follow me on Facebook, Gerard Briscoe. Follow me on Instagram at JB Sports 3303. Follow me on TikTok at JB Sports New Media. Follow me on Twitch at Briscoe Jai 77071. Follow me on my YouTube channels at JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend 9656, and at JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend 8000. Like, share, and subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend, and I holla.